form is not other than emptiness, and emptiness is not other than form. And of course we know that form refers to all phenomena, and not other than means not different from and not apart from. And we talk about empty. Empty does not mean that it contains nothing. Empty of what? Empty of independent existence of a self. Everything comes into being due to conditional causation. And we already have given a definition of what conditional causation means. We elaborate a lot on the first perspectives of conditional causation. Conditional causations can be viewed, can be elaborated from 4 perspectives. Dhammadhatu perspective, karma perspective, alaya perspective. And Tadagatagapa perspective, in other words, is talking about the same thing, conditional causation. But you can look at it from 4 different angles, and we already have explored Dhammadhatu perspective, which is all in one and one in all. We already have covered a major portion of karma conditional causation. Under the influence of karma, the conditions of reincarnation arises. What is karma and what do we mean by karma? We already have covered that. Now, I hope that within the next 15 minutes we can finish off with karma conditional causation. So we should all understand that conditional causation is not just a simple concept of, oh, everything is dependent on arising, everything depends on other things. The reason why that we have rain is because we have the sun, we have water, we have temperature, we have water rises up and form clouds, and clouds get cool off to form precipitation, and precipitation becomes rain. I mean, it's all conditional causation. Everything is conditional causation. Nothing contains its own inherent self-nature, inherent existence. It exists, but it exists depending on others. We talk about classification of karma, we're talking about propelling karma and reproductive karma. That's karma by functions, by functionality. Now, karma can also be discussed with perspective from time dimensions. Now, there are 3 kinds of karma: immediately effective karma that you experience in this present life, subsequently effective karma that you reap the effect in the subsequent life, indefinitely effective karma. It may be experienced anywhere, anytime, until one attains nirvana. When you attain nirvana, there's no more karma left because you already have purified yourself to such a degree that there's no karma left. That's awakening. So, who eliminates the karma? Is it God eliminates for you? No. God cannot eliminate your karma. If God can eliminate your karma, He would have done it without you asking for it. Because of karma, we suffer. Because of bad karma, we suffer. So, immediately effective karma is what you experience in this present life. Sometimes people will ask about, what did I do in my previous lives? Now remember, Buddhism has a long time dimensions, not just of the present life, past lives. And if you don't get awakened, you're still in reincarnation, you go into the next life, or next life, and next life will continue your suffering in your reincarnation. So we're talking about the past, the present, and the future. Some people asked, I want to know about my previous life. Isn't it interesting if I know about my previous life? And usually the sutra says, what you encounter in this life, all the fruits, all the effects that you experience is a result of what the causes you sowed in your previous lives. For example, the fact that, just an example, that I'm healthy, I live to be quite long. If that's the effect, what's the reason for it? Probably because you don't kill animals in your previous life. You were so kind and compassionate to animals that you enjoy a healthy life, you enjoy a long-lived life. So nothing in this life is without a reason. Another example is, why am I poor in this life? Because you were miserly in your previous life. You didn't give. You always want to benefit yourself without benefiting others. You always want to receive, you don't want to give. What you encounter now is a result of the causes that you've sown in your previous life. You reap what you sowed. So immediately affecting karma, experiencing in this present life. Subsequently effective karma, you don't reap it now, because what you have done now, the maturity of the effects hasn't come out. Some people will say, hey, I know Mr. Jones, and he's been doing all kinds of bad deeds, doing this and doing that, which is immoral. And why is he so rich? He has a good family and is enjoying himself, and he has all the luxuries in life. Why? Because all the good causes that he has sown in previous life, that contribute to his rich life, mature now. So he gets the maturity of all this good karma. But all the bad causes that he has done in this life will surely mature, not now, in the subsequent life. Because the karma of him realizing the present happy karma is so strong, so effective, so propelling, that he enjoyed it now. But sure, he will suffer from what he has done now, in previous lives. So don't get jealous about what people have enjoyed. They're entitled to it. Don't blame people for what they have not enjoyed, or what the difficulties that they faced, is they sowed their causes in previous life. Another effective karma is indefinitely effective karma. It can be experienced anywhere, anytime, not just in the subsequent life. Could be in the life after, maybe 100 years later, maybe 200 years later, we don't know. The time dimension is so long. We, as an individual, if you call yourself an individual, will live in a very short span of time. Life, as we always say, is short. Life is like a morning dew. When the sun comes out, it dries up. Life is like lightning, or flashes, and it's gone. In the spans of the time of the whole universe, our lifetime is very, very short. We know all these things, but we live as if we're eternal. We live as if there's always a tomorrow. We live as if we never die. We live as if we want to better ourselves. Some people say life is short, we just want to be happy. But in the process of building up his happiness, he is doing a lot of bad karma for himself, creating a lot of suffering in the future that he doesn't know. He only wants immediate happiness, immediate intoxication, like taking drugs, immediate intoxication, like taking alcohol. And he does not know that being an alcoholic, enjoying immediate happiness, will lead to suffering, not only for himself, for his family, society too. I said 15 minutes, but I don't know why he's so early in striking the bell. I haven't even finished. Next, propelling and completing karma. Propelling karma throws one into rebirth in a particular realm. If the propelling karma results from negative action, one is born in one of the three lower realms of animals, hungry spirits, or hell beings. If it is a result of positive action, rebirth occurs in one of those three higher realms: human realm, God's realm, or demigod's realms. We call it Asura's realms. Next is completing karma. Brings about the experiences one has within a given lifetime. It brings an end to the karma that propel a being into a particular life. It is called completing karma, because the experiences brought about by completing karma gradually bring an end to a specific rebirth. So there's so many different kinds of karma when we come to analyze it. There's also individual karma and collective karma. Say that we're living in an affluent society, so affluent that the government takes care of everybody. But there are still some people begging. There's still some people who suffer. Like, for example, Canadian society is an advanced society, yet there are people who suffer too. There are people who are rich, there are people who are poor, there are people who are healthy, there are people who are unhealthy. Collectively, we live in the same collective Canada. But individually, everybody is not the same. So we have individual karma and collective karma. In a tsunami, which is a collective karma, a tsunami happened, but a lot of people die. But there are some people who survive. So the individual karmas are different. What's the cause of karma? Ignorance. is the chief cause of karma. Associated with ignorance is craving, the other root of karma. All evil actions are conditioned by these two causes. Ignorance and craving have driven us to commit physical, verbal, and mental karma. It's your own ignorance, it's your own craving, not other people. My karma is created because of you. You infuriated me. My karma is created because you divorced me, so I get mad. My karma is created because you are the dad. You're irresponsible. You're not treating me nice. You didn't give me what I want. Actually, it's not. It's your own ignorance. It's your own craving. And of course, there are background educations and societal influences also, but these are also the remote karma that have been built up to contribute to who you are today. Causation, conditional causation. Who is the doer of karma and who is the reaper? Who does this karma? The five skandhas is the doer and the reaper. Or, insightfully, the five skandhas, the five aggregates, material, or we say matter, conceptualization, volition, and consciousness. So we say matter, feeling, conceptualization, volition, and consciousness is the reaper of the fruit of actions. Apart from these mental states, there's no one to sow and no one to reap. In other words, you are made up of the five skandhas, and we already have elaborated for many, many hours on what are the five skandhas. The body and mind do all these things. The body and mind reap all these things. The first lesson in knowing yourself is to know the five skandhas. Who are you? Why do I have a body? Where does my body come from? Why do I have a mind? Where does my mind come from? If my body goes in this life, where would I go? Would I become another body? If my mind goes in this life, where would I go? Would my mind have a continuation? Where did my mind come from? Where did my body come from? We all already have analyzed in detail